So last month a friend of my father's gave me a huge stack of free vinyl record albums and singles. He said, I no longer need them, so if you would like to have them and add them to your collection, be my guest. So I said, sure, let's take a look. So I picked out a few items and I sold the rest on a flea market. And of course I gave whatever I made from the unwanted records back to my father's friend, because, well, that's the correct way to do it. But here are the pickups I kept for myself, and who doesn't love free vinyl? So let's take a look. First off, Human League Greatest Hits. This will be one for my Laserdisc buddy Fokke van der Meulen, because he's a huge Human League fan. I think he even went to see them live in concert last month. And in fact, he's the biggest League fan that I know. So this will be one for you, Fokke. Next up is The Cure Disintegration. I have no albums or anything. Well, I do have A Forest, the 7-inch single, but this will be the first Cure album. Are there any songs that I know? So this one's from '89. Pictures of You, Lullaby. And, well, the other songs are unknown to me as of now, so this will be a discovery. This one's without any sleeve. So, of course, these records are, well, 50, 60 years old. These are from my father's, the guy's 77. So, yeah, this will be from whenever he was young up until the early 90s. When he started buying CDs. This is, if I'm not mistaken, I think this is either the blue or the red Beatles compilation, and of course a real Beatles fan would know. It just says The Beatles. Yeah, 4 sides. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is either the blue or the red one. So this will be a good quiz, a pop quiz for you Beatles fans out there. Side 3 starts with Birthday, Your Blues, Mother Nature's Son. So which compilation is it? Answers to a yellow postcard in the mail. Golden Earrings, my favorite record band from the Netherlands, from the lowlands. I want to say the land down under, but the lowlands. This is an old one. This is back from when they were called Golden Earrings, plural. Later on, they became, I think the early 70s already, they became Golden Earring. Nice inside. As you know, Golden Earring, any American viewers out there, they had 2 huge hits in America, which is no mean feat for a Dutch band. Radar Love went to number 13 in the summer of '73. And then they actually topped that, because number 13 is already super impressive for a Dutch and or Belgian band. They actually went to the top 10 with a number 10 hit, Twilight Zone, in the summer of '82. Golden Earring were actually the oldest rock band in the world. They started 1 year ahead of the Rolling Stones in '61. But sadly, they had to hand in, or they had to give up their crown. So the Rolling Stones are now the longest, with 60 years running. Because Golden Earring called it quits last year due to guitar player Josh Koymans, his ALS or ASL. What's the American initialism? ALS. ALS is, anyway, the muscle disease, the degenerative disease. So George had to quit playing. He's still alive, of course, alive and kicking, and he's composing music, but he had to. He could no longer perform live. So sadly, Golden Earring called it quits after 60 years in the business, but the Rolling Stones are still going strong. The Godfather, Le Parrain, so this is the soundtrack by Nino Rota. Am I correct about that? Nino Rota? Why would you make an album and not put the composer in front and center? Nino Rota. Whew. Okay, my reputation. So yeah, Nino Rota, great soundtrack, classic. This is, of course, not the original soundtrack. This is a re-release played by Neil Richardson and his orchestra. I'm guessing this is a Belgian, no, this is a French release, and it even says, it says in French and in Dutch, un film que tout le monde doit voir, un disque que l'on se doit de posséder, which means it's a movie the whole world wants to see, and it's a disc everyone would like to own. So yeah, music from The Godfather. Funny, so English, French, Dutch. So it's really a hodgepodge of a release, but it's not the original soundtrack, which my collection is still lacking. The Stooges, yes, a original release from, which year is this? I'm not the biggest Stooges connoisseur. 72, so this record is 50 years old. Impressive. Any famous songs for me? Nope. I Want to Be Your Dog, We Will Fall, No Fun, Real Cool Time. Just 3 songs on side A, because We Will Fall is 10 minutes and 15 seconds long. Paul Simon, Still Crazy After All These Years, another classic. Yeah, the title song is famous, 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover. Yeah, all songs written and sung by Paul Simon, 1975. This is already 47 years old, looks great. This is, of course, ahead of his super worldwide, well, I want to say breakthrough, but of course he broke through with Simon & Garfunkel, but his career renaissance with Graceland in 86. This was 11 years earlier. Bob Dylan's Greatest Hits, Volume 3. When did Dylan start? Blowing in the Wind was 64, I think. When did he go electric? 70, 67? I'm not the biggest Dylan fan. Well, I am a fan, but I'm not up to snuff with all the trivia. A very battered Randy Newman tape. Good Old Boys. Very hazy photograph. Any famous songs? 74. Yeah, gotta love Randy Newman. Another super classic. Wish You Were Here by Pink Floyd. Look, the original price sticker is still on there. Opus 1 in Antwerp. I'm guessing this is a, well, there is some damage, as you can see, some water stains, so it's not a pristine copy, but still. The Floyd. I don't know if these cuts were supposed to be here. Record looks good. 75, so already 47 years old. I don't know if this is a first pressing. Oh, there's something included in this. Oh, something. Hey, postcard. Well, that's cool. A Wish You Were Here postcard from 1975. So I'm guessing that the... I want to say that this is just something that the original owner put in there, but this was apparently part of the album, because it says here, album sleeve insert for Pink Floyd Wish You Were Here, Harvest EMI. Well, that's nice. Nowadays you get a lot of freebies like download cards and posters and stickers, but I think back in 75 this was not a very common occurrence. Cyndi Lauper, I Drove All Night, it says, was apparently the big hit. Any other songs I know? No. Is this I Drove All Night as written by Roy Orbison? It's not. B. Steinberg, T. Kelly. Oh, it is. Is it? I drove all night to get you. Is that alright? I drove all night, crept in your room. Now I'm very confused. I thought I Drove All Night was a Roy Orbison original, but perhaps Roy Orbison recorded a B. Steinberg, T. Kelly song. Wow. Another mystery for the ages. Well, that is for a few minutes, because after this video I will look it up on YouTube. In great condition, an 89 record, so I'm guessing this is one of the final things he bought, because most people switched around 1990 to compact disc, and who would have thought that vinyl would ever make a comeback? Something I don't know at all. Jesus Jones, Doubt. 1991, okay, so he didn't buy CDs until 1991. EMI, Mike Edwards. I've never heard of Jesus Jones. well, EMI, so it was supposed to be a big thing because that's a major record label. Don't know the genre, don't know the musicians, don't know the band, don't know any songs. It'll be a pleasant surprise. And then last but not least, Velveteen, Transvision Vamp. Another band I've never heard of, MCA Records. So another, let's say, a band that was poised to make it big, but I've never heard of Velveteen. Wendy James. I hope I'm not making huge mistakes and or assumptions here. Perhaps Velveteen is super famous and I'm just not aware. And then some singles, 7-inch singles. Are You Lonesome Tonight by Elvis Presley. I love the fact that the original sleeve is still included, because mostly when you find Elvis singles, it's just a single and not the sleeve. Yeah, apparently Music Center was a record store on The Mare in Antwerp, biggest, let's say, Oxford Street, 5th Avenue of Antwerp. Another one from The Mare is King Creole by Elvis Presley, another lovely sleeve, great stuff. Although I gotta say, this does not look like Elvis. This is an Elvis impersonator. No sleeve for this one. Procol Harum, Whiter Shade of Pale, super classic. Well, as you all know, according to the commitments, I have the album. That's what the pastor says. At first they're afraid they don't want to play a sacrilegious song in the church, but then it turns out that the pastor has great taste and he has the album. Another super classic. Oh, Buddy Holly, Peggy Sue. B-side is Rave On. Yeah, no sleeve, but this is an original single from, well, I'm guessing 59, 60, when the original owner was 14 years old. This is a re-release, Unchained Melody, from around the time Ghost came out, the movie with Patrick Swayze and Demi Moore. Classic song. And last but certainly not least, Dan's Little Sister from Terence Trent D'Arby, who goes by another name right now. Well, for the last 25 years, Sarandaya Matraya. I'm sorry, I'm mispronouncing your name. Sarandaya? Sinistra. Anyway, thanks for the free records, dear friend of my father's. I love vinyl, I love records, I love music, and I love free music. So a good way to pimp my collection. Until we meet again, keep spinning those discs and also laser discs.